Hey guys, it's Fuzzy, and today I'm going to give my opinion on the Switch 2 game coming out, DK Bananza. So from what I've seen of DK Bananza, it is a pretty cool game. I mean, not like it has some of its downsides, like a couple frame rate drops, but you get to terraform basically any terrain, so it's gonna have its frame drops. But I want to highlight some key details from the overview trailer. So let's go. So the first thing that I want to highlight is actually being able to just rip up all the terrain. This is really cool, and it just shows you a little bit about how much more powerful the Switch 2 is compared to the original Switch. Because from what I've seen, the Switch 1 could not have handled all of this. Like, you are ripping out chunks of basically any rock, and you can throw it to destroy other rocks, enemies, can, just rip up a whole mountain, apparently. But I feel like this is going to have its big downsides because of all of the frame rate drops. Because, my guess is that this is another game that's just not going to hit 120 FPS, and it's going to be stuck at 60, and then it's going to have frame rate drops. It's just going to go to 30 because of all this terraforming and breaking chunks off. Another thing that I want to highlight is the turf surf, because you can just rip out a chunk of basically any material lying in the overworld or whatever they want to call it, and you can, surf on it throughout the world. One question that I have with this is, how fast is it? Because, I'm probably not going to use it if it's not as fast as just running around of DK or using the zebra transformation or whatever. I really hope that you are going to be able to upgrade the speed. So speaking of upgrades, yes, there is actually an upgrade system in this game. So you can basically go to, if you get enough Banandium gems, that's what they're calling them, you get a skill point, and you can use that to upgrade DK's abilities, like Surf Turf, and you can apparently even upgrade it so that you can Surf Turf on the water. And I hope that you can upgrade its speed to make it faster, or just upgrade how long the rock lasts, because Surf Turf is going to be a huge point in this game to getting around. Another thing that's supposed to be big in this game is the transformations that DK has. So basically, you go to these elder dudes, and Pauline sings a song or whatever, and you can unlock transformations for DK that give you special abilities. For example, there is the Kong Bananza, and he basically makes you stronger, so you can rip apart stuff better and, like, tear apart enemies faster. And then there's also the Zebra Bananza, and that just, makes you way faster, and you can even run on water with it. And I don't know if that's an upgrade or if that's in the main game, but you can also use the Ostrich Bananza, I think that's what it is, and you can use that to glide and fly, and you can even, drop these egg bombs on enemies, I think, which is pretty cool. Another thing that I want to, go over a little is the boss battles, because they don't look that tough. They look easily cheesable. Basically, for the only boss battles that we have seen, you're just ripping apart the enemy and using the chunks to hit a weak spot. It honestly does not look that exciting, and I hope that not every boss fight is like this, because if so, it's going to be a really easy game. There's also all of these tiny little challenge rooms scattered around the map that honestly look pretty fun. Like, there's some 2D ones that, go back to DK Bananza's, origins. like his like Donkey Kong Country. And there's even one where like you're breaking down a building, and then another one that I've seen that you're just breaking down this giant gold statue of Void Kong. I'm going to end off with my final hopes for DK Bonanza, because we are like, what, 9 days until it comes out? So, one thing that I really hope is that the boss fight is good, because again, all of the boss fights that we've seen are super easy, and I just don't know what to say. I do see how they would have a tough time actually making the boss fights hard, because like the whole game, it's about terraforming stuff, like just breaking it apart, and I don't really know how they're going to do that. But another one of my hopes, which I just mentioned this before in the video, is that you can actually upgrade the surf turf to make it go faster, because that's going to be a great way getting around the world, because the turf is easily accessible. All you have to do is dig down into the ground. And for my absolute final hope for this game, I really hope that it actually has a good story, because I know like Void Kong and DK and Pauline are just racing to get to the middle of the Earth so they can get the like the wish from that giant Banandium gem. I think that's what it is. But like I hope like the each individual worlds, because we know they have stories, are actually going to have like good stories, and that like everything ties into that very well, because sometimes Nintendo just isn't good with stories, like, at all. So anyways, that's my opinion on DK Bonanza. That's just me. So if you have any different, like, preferences or, like, any opinions that go against mine or whatever, drop them in the comments below. See ya.